Hello, 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 and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her. And I am just drinking, guess what, guys? On some water. And yes, it is the same water from
I was gonna
yesterday.
ask. I didn't want to call you out on it, but I was like, Lana, I
Mhm,
swear that
mhm.
looks like the same water bottle I've seen from last week.
Yeah, it is. It is literally the same water because I just sip on a little bit and then I leave it here for the next recording to sip on. I don't, unless I'm
It
super.
doesn't go bad, I guess. I
It
guess you
doesn't.
just
It's
have a little bit
water.
more microplastics. Like, that's
It's just
fine.
water. It's just water. It's just water. It's
It's
good.
fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. It's great. We'll see if I sip on it in this episode. Who knows? We'll see. But I do have my cup mug that I do. Ooh. And so we do have a panel full of cup mugs. Panel full of cup mugs. Do, 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 do. That's my Survivor Australia edition. And you can get your cup mug or any of our beautiful cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. So there are no excuses. Get your cup merch. Period. I mean, unless your postal service is going to move at snail pace and or your cup gets stuck at customs. I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But you know, get your cup merch anyway. A delay is never denied, so get it. You'll still get it. Period.
And hello, my name is Jack. I am the resident game designer of the panel, and I am here for all the fireworks and the bomb squad detonations and the explosive drama in this episode that goes out with a dud.
Chica.
It was such a good episode, and then they actively ruined it.
They ruined it. They
But
literally ruined it.
they didn't want to lose one of the two fireworks on the team, especially because they knew they could do stuff. So I get it, but also
Why?
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 But also it's Australian Survivor, so this is what we
That
expect.
is why. Absolutely. I've come to know that Australian Survivor will break my heart every season for something that is totally avoidable. Totally avoidable.
I mean, I kind of get it in this case because we did have 4 people leave on week 1. I'm sure that wasn't intended or planned for. So maybe this is their, like, we have to revert course somehow. Fine. If this was a planned twist all along, God fucking damn it.
But we're going to talk all about it. We're going to dive right into it. But you know, I have to do business first. So subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to this channel in particular because we are on a mission to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We are working hard to give you content out on time, relevant to what you're watching, in a timely manner, giving you our best. And we just want you to do the same and just give us a sub, give us a follow. It's so simple. It takes less than a second to do it. You can actually
it's
do it right
free.
now.
It's free. It's a click. And you saw the rainbow glow of that subscribe button. Just press it. It does little fireworks. You want fireworks. That's why you're here.
We love fireworks. Hit it. And subscribe to this channel, but also subscribe to all of our other channels. We have 3 other channels that you can subscribe to. All the links will be in the description below. And if you're a fan of drag or drag race, we got a channel for you at the Cup Pod. We have if you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, we got the Cup ESC and the WWE Wrestling, the Cup Ringside. So check out all of our channels. do all of the things, follow and hit the notification bell. We appreciate you. You can also listen to us on all of our audio platforms. All the links will be in the description below. So if you can check us out on our audio podcast, if you just need to hear us on the go, that's fine. And our Patreon link is down there as well. So if you really want to see what happens behind the scenes and all those things, check out our podcast, our Patreon link as well. And then, of course, just follow us on our socials. You could do that. That works too. Just follow us on all of our socials, and we'll be grateful. Now, Jack. This episode starts off with the Brawn tribe. We go right to the Brawn tribe, and they're uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable.
I mean, they are
but
waking
they're
up.
happy.
They are waking up. Brand new day. All craziness of the first 9 days completely gone.
I'm confusing the Brawn with the brain. The Brawns are
Brawn is very happy.
Fine.
They're all waking up. Everyone except for one person is
Ursula.
Beautifully waking up.
Ursula's not as happy, but everybody's like, oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day.
They watch the sunrise. It's so beautiful.
It was beautiful. They're like, I don't know why we feel so much lighter. Oh, yes, we do. Nash is gone.
The active thorn in all of our sides for 9 days is now fully gone, and we get to breathe as a tribe.
But we do have a moment because Ursula is like, I mean, I get it, and I'm okay with it, but somebody wrote my name down again. And I think it was Noonan, and therefore I don't trust her. And I mean, fair.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody write my name down twice, I'm not going to be so keen to trust them either, even if whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I mean, Ursula did have her name written down twice directly because she was related to Nash.
Absolutely.
And I mean, through the grapevine, especially because Noonan kind of had done it the first time, and she figured that out, Ursula kind of goes, you know what? Now that Nash is gone, I need to work on my relationships, even with the people who I don't want to talk to. So let me pull Noonan aside and just, smooth things over.
I mean, and here's the thing. We don't know if Noonan pulled at Ursula or Ursula pulled Noonan. We just see them talking. And Noonan is kind of just like, yeah, I get it. I mean, she's like, I wrote your name down. And I know I don't see in the foreseeable future why I will have to write your name down again. Nash is gone. So I don't feel like I will write your name down again. And Ursula's like, okay. And
but she's still suspicious.
Of course. And Noonan is like, and I mean, I can understand if you don't say the same to me because, and Ursula's like,
Just simple listen and observe.
And Noonan's like, oh, okay. I mean, I get it. Point taken. Like, Ursula never said either yay or nay to writing Noonan's name down anytime soon. She was just like, yeah, you wrote my name down. And yeah, I probably will write your name down. and
I mean, if someone has to toss out a name, I mean, the only person on the tribe who's received votes at this point has been Morgan and Ursula, and Morgan is significantly more well insulated.
Right.
So who's the easiest name to toss? Oh, it is Ursula. So now Ursula knows that she can realistically toss Noonan's name probably with no issue.
Right. I mean, was Noonan supposed to get mad that she said her name? You wrote her name twice. So absolutely.
Twice.
twice. So she's
Two of two times you could.
right. So it's like, okay, sure, I will be writing your name down if necessary. But and then so they just like, okay, cool. Like they didn't go into any detail. They just left it there, left it in that moment. And then we go to the Brains tribe, and here's the uncomfortable fact with them. First of all, their camp is still trash. Like their shelter is still trash. They have
They might as well be sleeping on the ground.
They pretty much are sleeping.
They pretty much are.
They have nothing. They have no fire. They just have these beans soaking in water,
which they can't eat because they don't have a fire.
I mean, if you soak them long enough, they could eat it if they soak them in the sun long enough, and it's just sitting there soaking and soaking and soaking. That'll soften them a little bit, but it would be much softer and quicker if they had fire. So, but then we have Allie just going in, like bossing everybody around about the rations that they're taking and who's taking too much rice, who's taking too much beans. She was like, I told you to do this way, do it this ration. You are no longer in charge. You are no longer in charge of this. You
don't want to be the person who's in charge, especially this early when everyone is just pissed off at everything.
I mean, she is taking this whole position as the fire warden very seriously. She is the fire warden, but there's no fire. She's taking the she's the ration police and she's taking all that very, very seriously. But people are starting to get a little annoyed with Allie, mainly Rich, mainly the guys, because they're like, we are sick of her bossing us around and telling us what to do and how to do it and when to do it. And most of the girls just want to get a shelter better so they can sleep better. It's just a lot. They're just very uncomfortable.
It's a lot.
They're very uncomfortable over there. But the bomb squad have not really came up with a plan, so to speak, but they're just like, we know what we are, we know what we're doing, and so yeah, it's us, it's us. But not really coming up with a solidified plan. Like if something happens, this is what's going to happen. Which I'm like, okay, well,
I mean, until you're in that position,
right.
You have inklings of what you're gonna do, but you don't need to say a name yet.
Right, nothing until after a challenge. Like I would never talk about who I want to send home, get a name out there until after challenges. So we see what we're doing. But speaking of challenges, I think that's where we're going to go right to the first reward challenge. And
we do have one thing that I want to talk about beforehand, though, and it actually is kind of related to the whole bomb squad figuring out what they want to do if they're in danger.
Did this happen before the challenge?
It kind of happens before and after, but AJ, especially after targeting Allie, and it just not happening last time.
Targeted Logan.
She targeted Logan, yeah. Well, she targeted a girl.
He targeted Logan, yeah.
And he just kind of is like, look, I just need to, like, shut up for a bit. I don't need to talk. I don't need to be seen. I'm on the bottom here socially. So let me just go off in a corner.
Just gonna sit and hide.
And
Allie, she's so kind-hearted.
She's so kind-hearted, and she just notices him over there and just, goes over to comfort him. But this comfort very, very quickly turns into kind of just insulting him for no reason. It's so strange.
Allie, I don't know where she got this HOH-itis from, but she got it, baby. She got island-itis, HOH-itis, we're in charge-itis, whatever you want to call it.
You would expect this from the vice president of PTA, not her.
Not her. But she's just like, I saw you sitting here in the tree by yourself, and I wanted to come over here and talk to you. Are we okay? This is after AJ knows Allie is the one that told the girls about him going after Logan. And so he's like, I mean, she's like, because you're acting a little weird to me right now. Like, you haven't talked to me. And he's like, you wonder why? You don't know why? And she was like, I mean, he's like, yeah. She says, yeah, because like, I mean, I just feel like you're just defeated or something. And he was like, I mean, you kind of blew my game up. He was like, and she tried to put it on Max, which was funny to me. She was like, I mean, you shouldn't have told Max. And he was like, shouldn't have told Max, or I shouldn't have told you. And she was just like, oh. Anyway, like she just glossed over that.
Glossed over any way that she could kind of be involved.
Like that never happened. And she just went in on him talking about how he's at the bottom and she knows his time is nigh and all this different stuff. And I'm like,
this is a lot. This is a lot post like everything that has gone on. And we didn't even go to tribal last episode.
No.
This is a tribal out.
I was floored by what she was saying. I'm like, is she serious right now? Is this honestly happening right now? Is she telling this man to his face before any challenge has started, before anything has happened,
before even the reward challenge is
we
off for
haven't
the
got
day,
to anything? And she's just like, yeah, I mean, you know where you are in this tribe, and I don't know what to tell you, but you need to get out there. You need to talk to people. You shouldn't be sitting in this tree in the corner like this. You should get out there. Like, she has no idea the behind the scenes things that AJ has been doing to get himself in a group that will help. And she's just clueless. And she's just telling him all the things he did wrong and how he needs to fix this. And I'm just like, oh no. Oh no.
My God. This is like textbook worst thing you could do.
I mean, and I would love to say this is the worst it's going to get for Allie. But this episode,
no, this is like the start.
This is the smallest thing she did in this episode. We will dedicate this episode of our Survivor Australia recap to what not to do as a Survivor player. This is textbook 101 on what not to do as a Survivor player. Just follow the many stages of Allie in this episode.
I mean, we could also just look at the like, honestly, the past 3 episodes, every single boot is exactly what not to do, except for Zen. Zen did nothing wrong. This is like case number 4 of what not to fucking do.
What like, not to do.
But
when I tell you it's so bad. Okay, but let's get to the reward challenge because it only gets worse from Allie from this point on. So the reward challenge, they get there, they the brains see that Nash is gone. They all assumed it was gonna be Nash. Nobody, no one's
surprised.
No surprise, no harm, no foul. Nash is out. So the reward challenge is you get into this mud pit, you collect all the mud that you can on your bodies, and then you transfer the mud that you collect and you put it in the bin. Once you get the bin filled with mud, your team pulls the bin to a point, and then you make mud balls, and you make the mud, you put some dirt, you get the mud balls, and you throw these mud balls at these things on a peg, and you knock them off. Once you whoever knocks off all of their plates wins the reward challenge. You want to know what they're playing for? They're playing
a chance to fully clean themselves off from getting themselves all dirty.
Absolutely. They get to go to the Survivor Salon where they get to take fresh showers with soap and we kind of knew this was what there was going to be when JLP asked, and they were like, I want a hairbrush, I want my face mask, just stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, the spa challenge, great. So
Yeah.
they get to go to the salon, and they get to take showers with soap and shampoo and conditioner, and brush their hair and brush their teeth, and just get everything all nice and clean and cozy and comfortable. And there's gonna be champagne and cheese there as well. So
Just cause.
just great. So the challenge starts, and right away when they pan across the two teams,
It's over. It is
it's over.
On the starting line.
Before they even said go, it was over, because the Brains tribe had taken off all of their clothes. They're just in their underwears or their swimsuits. And the Bronze tribe is in fully clothed, got their shirts. And I was like, it's over.
What?
What? We're collecting.
You didn't notice them keeping their shirts on and didn't stop yourself before JLP was about ready to start the challenge and go, we should do that.
We should get our clothes on. No, they didn't. I said,
because
and this is the Brains tribe?
They were thinking too short of time, where it's like, oh, but if we lose, we don't want to get our clothes dirty.
Right.
But by not doing that, you were setting yourself up to lose.
Failure.
Because it's not close.
It's not even close, because Ursula was bringing shirtfuls of mud bag. PD was bringing shirt, like, it, baby, it was so.
It was
not
so
close.
Over.
It was over.
At least the Brains got to the final throwing station.
They did.
But they got maybe one or two targets down by the time Brain hit the hardest targets, completely gone.
Yeah, I mean, Brawn had two down. Brawn already was on their last two. And so it was kind of just donezo from that. And I was like, well, Julie, it is what it is. And so they are excited. They get to go and clean up and, in the Survivor Salon. And then JLP says, and Logan was pissed. Y'all, Logan was pissed. She was so upset. She didn't get to go. She was crying. She was like, ugh. And so JLP says, Brawn's tribe, you get to take one person from the Brains tribe with you to the salon. And Logan is looking like, please let it be me. And they were like, the girl that's crying. And Paulie was like, no, absolutely not. I'm not taking the one she was crying. She wanted a snack. She wanted the snack and didn't think about the big picture yesterday with the Flint challenge. She wanted the sausage sizzle instead of wanting to help the entire tribe get Flint so they can have fire.
And would have also just given us a sausage sizzle, but we'll ignore that part. We'll just say it's purely about long-term thinking.
Right. And so they picked Allie. Because
of course they picked
Allie.
After everything.
They picked Allie. And I was like, oh my God. Oh no.
They don't know what they just did.
Oh, they knew what they did, but they didn't know the extent of what they did, because AJ had literally just said, I can't tell Allie anything. She has a big mouth. She'll just tell everything. And now we're sending Allie over with our opposing tribe
to probably spell every single secret possible.
You know what? Well, yeah. She kind of did.
She did.
She told them everything. They were like, we didn't even have to fill her up with champagne before she started talking. She walked through the doors like, blah, 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 blah. Like,
Paulie even said to her, like, hey, so you don't, like, have to tell us any juicy details, but like just give us a little bit. And she ignores that part and just says everything.
He asked her, he was like, I have one strategic question I want to ask you. And you don't have to answer if you don't feel comfortable. I get it, I understand. And he asked the question, who do we need to look out for in your tribe? And she was like, oh, I'll totally tell you. And she says, Rich and AJ, those are the people you need to look out for. And if you are a fan of the girls, we are having this alliance that we formed, and we're very tight and we're very loyal. So if you get any of the girls on your side, we're all loyal to each other. And I was just like,
wow.
And
wow.
Like, she did not have to be coaxed, cajoled, or anything.
Nothing.
They just asked her a question. And I'm like, oh my God. What?
Wow. That was impressively fast.
Wow. I've never, in my days of watching Survivor, see somebody who isn't at the bottom of their tribe rat out their tribe so fast. Like, what?
You have to remember, though, she got a shower. That's worth everything.
Apparently, taking a shower on a show where you knew you were going to be sleeping outside the elements for 47 days, possibly.
And only on day 10. It's not like day 30 either. It's day 10.
It's day 10. I get it. You're stinking. You want to brush your teeth. You want to brush your hair. You want to wash your hair. All that stuff with shampoo and feel clean. You want to do that. But this is what you signed up for. And I'm like, you spilling the beans on day 10 for a shower? Wow.
Crazy.
It was wild. And then to go to, when they flip to the brain tribe, they're like, I wonder if what Allie's telling them. And they're like, oh, she's smart. She's probably gathering information instead of giving information because Allie's smart. And Allie is just leaking like a faucet. She is telling she is as worthless as a bucket with holes in it, baby. It's just coming right out.
Not even a bucket with holes. A bucket with no bottom.
No bottom. Just whoosh. Whoosh.
It's just a wood cylinder at this point.
I've never been so flabbergasted in my life. But I was like, this girl is just... I didn't know what to say. I was so shocked. Like, literally, Jack, my mouth was wide open the entire time she saw it.
Now, the best thing that Allie can do at this point is not talk about this with anyone.
That would be smart.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that because that right now hasn't happened. At least she hasn't done that.
She has not told anybody what she said at this thing. Because we come right back in this immunity challenge day. And they come right in to the immunity challenge.
One more quick thing, because there is something else important that happens back at the Brains camp. AJ, after his talking to with Allie, bit worried. He's worried about if the bomb squad will kind of dissolve.
I thought that was after the challenge, but nope.
It is right before.
Right before, you're right. Mm-hmm.
So, worried about the bomb squad, Rich and Max kind of like going crazy.
They're not solidifying anything. They're not doing anything. They're just saying what we are. This is our name.
And out of the paranoia of it all, AJ decides, you know what? I'm going to go look for an idol. And he dips off.
He did.
And Zara and Curran, who in this episode we kind of find out are kind of a twosome, like Logan and Laura kind of are. It's kind of like another two that's in there. They go off to follow AJ.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I kind of figured they were closer because Laura and Logan were definitely closer.
But
yeah.
out of nowhere, at this point, basically 11 days in, AJ just grabs up, and AJ has the brains idol.
I mean, this is what I was talking about yesterday. I don't think there was anybody looking for idols while we're saying we didn't see, because I feel like if somebody was looking, they would have shown them looking at least. I think they waited 11 days in for somebody to actually look who felt like, okay, my time might be near, and felt desperate enough to actually go out there and look. And
You
AJ
were
felt,
probably right.
look,
I never doubted you. Never doubted you. You were
I,
always right.
I'm going to say, because I'm going to say this another time in this episode, how right I am. But it just was weird that he looked, and Zara, Corinne, because Zara and Corinne, they have been very vocal about how annoyed they are at how they felt like these last couple of votes went against
Have
everything that
gone.
they wanted. It was like we've always felt that we had to, back down to Laura and Logan and what they wanted. And now we go put our foot down. And so they're starting to look more and see things. So that's why they were more observant to see AJ was dipping and going to look. But he finds it and no one knows.
And no one sees it.
No one sees him.
Zara and Corinne meet up with him at the water well.
Yeah.
But they don't know. AJ
They have
has
no idea he already
managed
found it.
to perfectly sneak off and find an idol.
Yep.
And now we go to immunity.
Now, yeah, we go to the immunity. AJ, I'm kind of like, yes, AJ.
For being kind of a wreck the last episode, he's the third episode, not the last episode, for being kind of a wreck at the end of last week, he's doing pretty well.
Doing pretty good. But we go to the immunity challenge, and it is
a weird one. It's a really weird one.
It was weird. So you break up in sections. 2 people are going to make fire. You're going to have people they're going to build a cube puzzle. Once you build the cube puzzle, somebody will go up on the cube puzzle, grab a key, go unlock this tramp or this net.
And then you'll collect coconuts.
And you'll collect coconuts on the way. And you collect enough coconuts. Once you collect all the coconuts, 2 people go up to the tower, and then you will transfer all the coconuts from the net up to the tower. Once you get all the coconuts up to the net, you then, after your fire is built and going, you will throw coconuts into a cylinder, and the cylinder is on a scale. And once you drop enough coconuts down, it will drop the cylinder down, it will bring your fire up, and it will burn a flag. And if you burn, the first team to burn through their flag wins.
And the fire team, literally, all they have to do in the entirety of the challenge is just make a fire.
Make the fire. And so they are like, okay, who's going to do it? And on the brains, Allie's like, well, of course I'm making the fire, right? And everybody's
because, like, we didn't mention it earlier, but Brains actually got fire.
They did.
And Allie and Laura, who decides to join her, kind of made it. Along with some help with some others, but they were the ones who were kind of in control.
It was really like the girls, and the girls kind of did it with, I think Max was there and helping with the sawing of the thing, and they got it together. And they got fire. And so the Brawn tribe was pretty impressed that they made fire without Flint. And they were very happy. So good on their brains for making their fire. So they make the fire. And, well, it's a challenge. So everybody's set up. We have, I think it was, who was on the fire for the Brawn?
I don't remember.
Hold on, because what I did not do is pull up our thing. I see names, I can figure it out. I think it was Kristen and Kristen.
Was it?
Kristen and Kate. I think it was Kristen and Kate.
Yeah, I think.
I think it was Kristen and Kate. And then it was Laura and Allie for the Braves. They were on the fire. And so then everybody else is doing the running and doing the coconut, da-da-da. Karen and Corinne and AJ? Or was it Rich?
Maybe it was Kaylin.
Might have been Kaylin. Kaylin and Corinne were doing the tossing of the coconuts along with Ben and PD.
Yes.
They were doing the talking for the Brawn. So there we go. So we start this off, and baby, the brains are getting it. Miles ate that cube puzzle up. He knew exactly where to go. He was like, all right, listen to me, do this, hold that piece there, do this. That cube puzzle was together like that. Brawn had a lot of trouble getting the cube puzzle together at first. But they got the cube puzzle together, climb, get the key, they off. They run in with they unlock the trampoline or the net, and they're off. They're getting coconuts along the way. Baby, they are moving. They are at the tossing coconuts up before the Brawn even get their cube puzzle together. They finished the whole course up until that point. And so they're getting their coconuts up there, and the Brawn finally finishes their cube. They're doing their thing. They're getting their coconuts up. Brains are finishing with their coconuts, and all they have to do is toss them if the fire is built.
Small problem.
Just there's no fire. One. There's no fire.
There's no sparks even.
There's not a spark. There's nothing. There's no smoke. There's no fire. Allie is just chipping away and chipping away and chipping away. Nothing. Nothing at all. While this is going on, Kristen and Kate, they got smoke. They got smoke. They got spark. And fire is made. Fire is made, but the Brawn needs to catch up. They got to catch up. But the fire is ready to go. They either built their little TP up and fire.
It's good. Their fire is done. That part of the challenge is done. We just need the actual running complete.
So they finished the running on the Brawn side, and they get to the coconut part, and Ben and PD do their part.
And it is nail after nail after nail after nail, and the Brawn get it done, and the brains never even got a spark. It was over. Allie and Laura could not get a fire started for the life of them.
I, again, sat there watching this channel like this, like,
oh, okay.
I was like, this has got to be, wait, y'all had that much of a, like, Corinne and Rich was just up there waiting. They're just
waiting. The entire Brain tribe is literally just watching the challenge be lost in real time. They can't do anything.
Nothing. It was so bad. And I was like, oh, this is it for Allie. This gotta be it for Allie. Like, you can't come back from this talking about I want to do the challenge, I want to make fire, and then you don't do it. It gotta be done so for her, right? Right. It is. It's done for her, right? Jack, when we get back to camp, the scramble that was about to take place.
Iconic.
So good. So good. So the girls get together and they're like, it has to be Rich.
Has to be Rich. We're done. It's so easy. We have 5 votes. But Laura and I want to say Allie. Is it Laura and Allie or Laura and Logan?
Laura and Logan.
Laura and Logan are like, no, we're doing AJ. Rich can be next. We're doing AJ now because we have a connection to Rich.
And Zara and Karen was like, we're sick of this. Every single time.
We're good.
They're like, every single time y'all say not Rich, not now, not Rich. And it's every week it's somebody other than Rich. And we have been okay and letting y'all choose. And now we are putting our foot down. You have to pick Rich right now because he does not want to work with her. And Logan is like, okay, it's Laura.
It's Laura who.
And here is where I am going to say once again, I am right.
You called it. You know what? You called it. You were right. Laura doesn't think this will dissolve her coven, but it absolutely will. Laura is like, no, actually, I'm not okay with this. We're doing AJ or I'm done. And they kind of go, okay.
No, they did not. No, they did not. They were like, this. They went back and forth. It was Laura who was like, okay, I get it. I understand. If it has to be Rich, it has to be Rich. She was okay, but not okay with it being Rich. But she wanted to find any reason not for it to be Rich. She even went and talked to Rich and was like, they want it to be you. And I don't know if I could stop it from being you. And he was like, what do you want to do? And so he tells her the plan that the bomb squad has for it to be Allie. And she's like,
Well, I'll just go with the number.
Right. She's like, I'll think of, and I was like, see, I knew it. If anybody is going to flip over this whole Rich thing, it's going to be Laura. Laura is going to be the one to be like, I will break up this coven and it's fine. She doesn't realize if she goes against the coven and picks anybody but Rich, that they are going to leave the coven. She doesn't realize it, but that is what's really going to happen if she did. But she's kind of just like, I just have to think about it. I have to figure it out, whatever. But Corinne and Zara are 10 toes down and standing on this business. Like, we have got to get rid of Rich. Now Laura hears Allie's name and she's thinking about it. She was like, if I have to break up the coven, Allie might be the reason why, and I vote her out, and it is what it is. But all throughout that time, you have Zara and Corinne talking. It was like, I don't like how Laura is fighting us on this. And we need to think about it.
Go for it.
She was like, we got to think of a new plan and maybe come up with a new alliance and figure this thing out. And so they were like, we really want to work with Miles anyway. And we want to work with AJ. So what if we do a whole new different alliance with Miles and AJ? And they were like, okay, let's figure it out. So Zara goes and pulls Miles. And Miles is down. Because Miles, of course, does not really particularly care for Rich. He doesn't particularly care for Rich. Rich is loud. Rich is abrasive. Rich is boisterous. Rich is a lot. And Miles is like, still a lot. I don't want to handle. I don't want to deal with that either. I'm not a full fan. And he talks at me instead of talking to me. And so Miles is down with voting out Rich. And he's like, and I'll go talk to AJ and see what AJ says. And so Zara's like, cool. So we do see that conversation between Miles and AJ. And AJ is kind of like,
I don't know. Maybe.
They're stubborn. Yeah, he's like, they're stubborn though. And Miles is like, I know. He said they'll never vote out. They will only want to vote the way they want to vote. He was like, we could work around that. And AJ was like, true. He said, I'll think about that. That's actually a decent And Mom's like, we get rid of Rich now. We don't have to worry about Rich later. And but AJ's still set because he wants Allie gone. After two conversations, well, he goes two lectures from Allie because Allie again pulls AJ and just telling him he's at the bottom, how he might go tonight, how he might. And I'm like, this man got a whole idol in his pocket and you don't even know it.
Either you are actively telling this man things that are untrue, or you're telling him the truth and he's about to idol himself and prove you wrong. Like, Allie is actively burning her own bridges, and then
like just by being so bossy and so like unaware and clueless, and then Jack. Not only does she tell AJ that he's probably already gone, like this is pretty much it for you, done so. She then goes to the ladies and she tells them what she told the Bronze tribe about their alliance. She called them out by name, pretty much. She was like, either of these girls would be great because they're loyal and we're so super tight. We're the best thing ever. So if a merge happens and all of us are coming together, you don't want to vote for any one of us because.
And all of the women just look at her and go, what did you do? Are you fucking kidding me? What?
You said what? You told who? She was like, everybody. The whole tribe? Yeah.
Please tell me they drugged you. Like, please tell me they targeted. No, I gave this information up willingly. I didn't even have alcohol in me yet. Like,
and I didn't tell the boys this, of course, but I told them that they need to be real Rich and AJ. Like what? I have never. I swear to Jesus, if this was what happened, didn't happen, I would have loved. Oh, I'll say it later.
We'll get to it. This is just iconic. This is like someone imploding their game without realizing. It would be so satisfying.
Oh, I was wildly shocked, but wildly entertained by this whole spiral that you don't even realize is a spiral. You know what I mean? Like she's spiraling and don't even know she's spiraling. And that's like, wow, you can actually do that. I didn't know you could spiral and not realize that you're spiraling. But she's spiraling. And so at this point, AJ Miles is kind of considered voting out Rich. But there's always still the plan for Allie between the bomb squad. Allie and the coven is planning on voting out Rich, but Laura is still a little hesitant about doing it and has heard about the Allie plan. So she's considering flipping it on Allie and just be like this, whatever. And after she got that information of what Allie had said to the other tribe, she's like, oh, she just made this even easier for me to keep Rich and go to her out because she leaked everything. And we have to show the other tribe that we are not that strong for the women and we can get rid of, we'll cut a woman if we need to. So I'm like, ooh, Laura,
oh my God. It is over.
I knew it. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a fiery tribal. I can't wait to see it. Let's get it live. Let's get it popping. So they get to tribal and it starts out really, really good. We had whispering going on, doing other people's answers, and AJ is trying to get Miles talking about something. We need to stick to the bomb squad. And he's like, what's going on?
No, let's look, AJ, we really should flip on this.
And while he's saying that, JLB is like, AJ's like, oh, sorry, you talking to me? Okay. He asked him about what his vote's going to be and what is, what's his criteria, all of that. And so AJ goes into this story about how at work he goes in with his crew, which he calls the bomb squad at work, and they always come in and they stick to their plan and they do their thing and they work together as a team, and he loves working with his bomb squad because they're great. And he always dreamed of coming and playing Survivor and making an alliance called the Bomb Squad, and they ride it out to the end. And he was like, I'm hoping that I find that out here, but because I would love that. And I was sitting there like,
you just actively named your own alliance, but
without naming your alliance.
Without naming, like, I don't think I've seen a more layered, like, subliminal answer ever, and it was gold.
It was so fun. And then so the girls are like, Bomb Squad.
That's weird.
That's
anyway.
Weird. Never heard that before. That never came up before. And so I was just like, oh, AJ. But they're like, Allie's like, I don't like what's happening over there. Because AJ is still telling them, we need to stick. And they're like, she's like, I don't like what's happening over there between AJ and Miles. And she was like, so JLP's like, Rich, are you in trouble? Rich is like, I mean, I just want to, grab a beer after all this is over, da da da. And he's like, you think you're going? He's like, I don't want to go, but you can never be too comfortable in this game. Nobody, I hope it's not me. And he said, well, somebody's gonna get votes, but it's not gonna be voted out this game. And right there, I threw my hands up. I was like, oh,
my God. All of this tension, all of this drama for what would have been an amazing, killer blindside to actually go, so you're going to vote someone out. They're going to go to the other tribe. They're not coming back. We're not doing like a one-off sabotage them kind of thing. And they'll get a scroll that they can read once they leave tribal.
I was like, are you kidding me? Okay. Okay.
Well, we have 3 names of people who are interested in going, and unsurprisingly, they are.
Before they even say who wants to go good out of JLP's mouth, AJ's like, I'll go.
Yep. No, I'll leave. I'm good. I don't need to do this.
And they're like, what? No. The girls are like, no, we can't send AJ. We can't send AJ. Alex like, well, I'll go. So now it's all of a sudden everybody wants to go. Allie wants to go. AJ wants to go. And
Rich also volunteers.
And then Rich says, like, well, I'll go.
Sounds fun.
So the girl, they're like, so JLP's like, Allie, why do you want to go? And she was like, I mean, I've been over there once. I think I've gathered a rapport with some people and, have some good, starting connections with people. So I will go. And so then the girl's like, well, we don't want to lose a number. If we get rid of a guy, we don't have to, we'll be the majority, blah, blah, blah. And so they were like, well, we can't see an AJ. So they're like, Rich, you want to go? Rich could go. So Rich was like, yeah, I'll go. Sure. Why not? And so they're like, yeah, sure. So they're like, okay, well, looks like Rich, right? And so Rich was like, JLP was like, well, what do you mean it's just Rich? So Alex was like, because we have the majority and
that's what's going to happen. AJ doesn't get a choice here.
He doesn't get a choice.
And AJ just looks over like, you're just going to say that out loud. Okay. Cool. I love that.
So they go for the vote. And to no surprise, Rich is the one who gets the vote.
9-1. Every single person on the tribe agrees because they said it's majority. Rich is now a member of the Brains.
The Brawn.
Yep. because I forgot he was a member of the Brains originally. Rich is a member of the Brawn tribe
Yep,
now.
Rich is now the Brawn.
Yay!
Good on that. Rich is Brawn, and he's gone. And they're like, bye, Rich. And so Laura was like, this is a good opportunity for Rich to getting on the girl's nerves, and I can still, be connected to him. He can go over there, make some connections for us, and when we merge, we can get back together and have even more connections with other people. Blah blah blah. And so she was like, we just do it, let him go. So we find out once Rich is gone what was on that scroll. And this is the same twist of just no matter what happens in tribal, whoever goes to tribal next, he has the power to remove two people from tribal council. They just get up and walk away.
They leave. It's basically putting two safety without powers.
Safety without powers
must be used. Next round.
It doesn't matter which tribe
or not.
If Brawn wins, he can use it on himself and somebody else, and they just get up and walk out. If Brains wins, he can send two people and get up and they walk out. No vote. They get no vote, and they can't be voted on. So I was like, oh,
okay. I mean, I guess it's a way to make sure that Rich doesn't immediately leave the moment he's on that tribe.
Without giving him an idol, because they already have an idol in play over there. So it's like, we don't want to have three idols floating around. So it's just, we'll give him power, safety without power. And interesting. But it's two people. Usually it's just one person, but this time it's two people. So I'm interested to see how this plays out.
Yeah, nice and easy, but that is where we end the episode.
There's no draft update because nobody went home. So yay, I guess. Great.
This is really a whimper of an out. Like, there's nothing really going on tonight.
I was very annoyed because the episode built up to be such a great tribal council, only for it to be nothing at all.
Only for it to be absolutely nothing.
It was so frustrating. But hopefully the next episode will be better in the ending wise, because it was really good up until that. So hopefully the ending next time would be better. We will get to see who he uses the safety without power on. We'll do that. Guaranteed to see that. But that's that.
That is that.
We're going to get out of here because we ain't got nothing else to say. So we will say this last thing. Subscribe to this channel. And subscribe to this channel and all of our other channels. All of our channels links will be on the description below. And we are trying to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So help us out. We see y'all subscribing, and I appreciate you. We're inching on up there. But we can get there if we just continue to work and we continue to ask you to subscribe and have others subscribe. We appreciate you. Follow us on all of our other channels as well. Follow us on our audio podcast links. If you want to check us out over there. We are now doing videos on our audio podcast link. So you can do video or just listen to us audio if you check us out on the go. So do that. Check us out over there as well. All those links will be in the description below. Our Patreon is up and moving and running, and we got some great stuff coming out and on the way for you. So if you want to know who we are behind the scenes and just when we're just not talking about Australian Survivor, check us out on our Patreon. And you can just follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, and Instagram. And all those things. Follow Jack and myself. We're down there. You see us just scrolling through. Check us out as well. And get your merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link is also in the description below. And we're going to get out of here. So y'all know what to do. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.